What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the all-new 2024 Kia EV9. This one is finished in ocean blue. MSRP is $78,000. It's the GT-Line all-wheel drive. So this is a fully electric 3-row SUV. Let's go ahead, double tap that button and open the hood, see what is powering this vehicle. So of course you don't have an engine, but you do have some nice storage in here, which is a pretty cool touch. So it's fully electric, weighs in around 5,800 pounds, has 379 horsepower with 516 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 is even 5 seconds, and the range is about 270. So if we take a look at the front end, it's a pretty cool design for the styling. One thing I really like are the LED headlights. You can see the massive design to them with these huge DRLs and this massive design for all of these LEDs. Really cool look, and then all these little pieces will actually light up. It's a hard shot to get every time, but really cool with all the lighting on this car. I also like the front trim area. You can see the silver aspect to it with the gloss black surrounding it. More gloss black throughout the front. There's active shutters as well to improve efficiency and cooling when needed. More of this trim, got a duct as well. But really cool look. I like the front end a lot. Got the massive Kia badge and then a huge hood, very smooth and yet a lot of sharp angular lines. These 21-inch wheels are unique as well with a 4-spoke design, super aerodynamic with the cladding on them. And then I like the gloss color for their wheel arches and then the sharp points surrounding the front fender. Pretty unique. Nice gloss black for the side, and then a set of gloss black mirror caps, turn signal, camera, and I like how everything automatically folds when it's locked or unlocked. Door handles pop out as well. All gloss black trim surrounding the windows. You got 2 sunroofs up on top with your roof rails, and then this side profile. Very proportional. It's got a cool footprint to it. I like just the slopes, the sharp angles. It's got a cool blend of designs to it. I do like it a lot. The color especially is amazing. So you're gonna see the massive third brake light, gloss black trim, and huge LED taillights in back, just like we see up in front. Got all your badging back here with gloss black trim, more silver, and all your parking sensors. And then the key fob has a unique style. It's got a texture to it with the Kia name written out. We have lock and unlock, and then you can see we have remote start. So if I go ahead and hit that button, we can lock the car. Holding the remote start, all the electronics are going to turn on. You can see that light, and then we have the smart park function. So if I hold the front ones, the whole vehicle is going to start driving remote control. So if you're maybe parked where 2 cars are too close to you, you can't get in and out of your door, or maybe there's a huge puddle, you don't want to walk into the water, you can easily move this. I've actually used this a few times, just moving the car in my driveway so I can get something out of my garage. So a really cool feature for sure. Holding that, you can shut it all off. One thing I'm not a fan of with the key, when you hit one of these buttons or one of these, sometimes your other fingers will hit the opposite button. So not the biggest fan, I wouldn't mind normal buttons, but nonetheless, it is cool looking. So unlocking it, moving it on to the interior. This one has a gorgeous interior. So this is fully loaded. I mean, top of the line, nearly $80,000 car. One thing, there is some cheap plastics. I don't like the gloss gray, it looks a little cheap. And this is a soft touch, but kind of cheap, a little hard on some areas. So for the price, I wouldn't mind just this much more luxury, given the amazing seats and the amazing technology in this car. So there are heated and ventilated options, heated steering wheel, massage button, along with memory seating, all of your basic controls, nice padding for your armrest, and I like this mesh design. You have some storage, Meridian audio system. One thing cool, the throttle and brake have a plus and minus. I like that a lot. You have ambient lighting throughout the center console, and then this seat is really nice. You have a leg rest that will come forwards. Given it's an electric car, you know, you're gonna be sitting at the charge station for at least 25 minutes. It is really cool to have a lounger. So you do have that capability. You can move the seat really well, and the seat will do its thing, giving you a comfortable place to sit and wait to charge. So it's pretty cool tech in this, nice seating. All your controls, you can obviously manually adjust everything. This is a synthetic leather, but it feels so nice. It looks amazing too. Really impressed with that. I like the contours with all the perforations, of course the color and the GT line, and then a nice mesh material for the headrest. Steering wheel is a 4-spoke, power operated for everything. And the Kia logo is even illuminated. It'll light up at night, which is a nice touch. So start button is down here. You just press that. Took me a little bit getting used to it. On the steering wheel, we have cruise control over on the left, and then we also have an icon right here. You can scroll left and right and see a few things within the car. You can see your power distribution, trip info, things like that. Got your range. Drive mode is right here with 4-wheel lock. You're able to easily adjust all the different modes depending on how you'd like to drive it. A few more audio controls over here. To operate the gear selector, you put your foot on the brake. This is drive, reverse, park, and it vibrates when you're in reverse as well. Then the on off. I have a couple times turned the rear wiper on by accident instead of twisting this. So once again, it'll take some getting used to. Headlights over on the left side. You can double tap that for the trunk. We have the tailgate release, park and brake, traction control, and the charge. Heads up display as well. I like the ambient lighting you're gonna see throughout the dash with more of the mesh. This is all plastic. It's got a cool color texture to it. A few different shortcuts for the screen right here. So this screen right here is a little interesting. It's got climate controls. You are able to use this to control. However, as a passenger, this is a very hard, awkward reach. So you're never gonna use it. As a driver, you can't see it. So I don't really understand this. It kind of seems pointless. We do have defrost right in the center. However, you have physical controls, which I like a lot. This is what you're gonna use to control everything. Comes up on the screen very easily. You can also toggle that icon and it all comes up here. So a little odd with having 3 different areas to do the same thing where realistically you can only see 2 of them, and I don't like how you have to go here to get it on the screen. It's a little interesting. Pretty much you're just gonna use these icons. The screen itself is what you would expect from Kia, all of your different controls. It is laid out very well. It's easy to use. I like how large these tiles are to where it's not hard to toggle any of the icons. Massive nav screen. And then going into reverse, you have all your cameras. So we have the 360 view, top down, the front. We go into drive, now you can see that one. So overall, really good cameras in the car. Going back into park. We have hazards in the center, volume on off right in the center as well. Then there's plugs all down below here with more storage, this cool mesh, kind of a soft touch material. And then you can push this open and we have our cup holders. These cup holders also will rotate inwards and you have a lot of extra storage. And one of my favorite things is the fact that the back one is big. So this you can fit a huge water bottle in, which is very handy. A few more controls here with wireless phone charging, just a little bit more storage. And then you have a nice glove box that opens in a unique way. One last look at the interior. Overall, it's a nice place. The seats are awesome. The lighting's fantastic. We have controls right here where you can easily move the seat, and there's USB ports. We have a soft touch material for the fabric, manual sunshade for this one, all of your controls. You have the rear sunshade you can control from here. Then we have a camera system for the rear view with your garage door buttons. Moving on now to the second row. This is a nice place to be. That front seat went back to its position. But from here, we have manual sunshades on these huge windows, heated and ventilated seats. Still some of this plastic material, armrests are nicely padded. So these seats, with everything folded down, you can see just how much storage they're gonna get. But you can press any of the buttons and it's gonna automatically get back into its upwards position. These seats, just like the front, have all the same materials. You can see the contrast, the cool stitching and everything. They look really nice. And then just press that again and we'll get the seat back into its position. There is a manual override with a red strap where you can adjust some things. However, you do have to do most of this with the buttons. So we have all our power controls, which is a cool touch. We even have the same leg rest that the front seats had. Honestly, they're not too useful if you are a grown adult at 5'11". All they do is pinch my feet underneath the seat. But for a kid, that is a really great touch, especially maybe with a car seat or something like that. Now back here, we have your 2 cup holders, USB ports as well. And then there's hidden storage underneath. You can pull this out for just a little bit of storage, pull the whole thing out, and even open that up for even more storage. So I think that is super cool to see. So just gotta reach, find that button, and we'll get that seat up. Now, if we close the door, we have an adjustable armrest, which is a cool touch to see, and it's roomy. I mean, I have great headroom, good legroom, footroom, air vents, all you really need. Climate controls as well. This is a nice second row for sure, especially on a family road trip or something. You have all the space and amenities you're gonna need to be in a really good place. One last look at the seats. Very nice. So let's go on to the rear cargo area. There's no way to open the third row, so we're just gonna go back here, press that button once, we can open up the lift gate. Third row is gonna be manually operated. With them down and the second row up, you can see the kind of storage space you're gonna get. This is a true full-size 3-row. So you can just press these buttons, and the second rows can even get into a rear position as well. You can adjust them a little bit, but then you can pull these straps manually, and they kind of, you have to hold it a little bit. It's kind of a two-handed process. I wouldn't mind these ones being the power ones, but nonetheless, not too bad. Adjustable headrest as well. Right here, you can actually close the tailgate if you maybe get stuck inside or something. Maybe that's the emergency one, but still plenty of space in here with those up. So now let's go back into here. We're just gonna press this button now and get this seat out of the way, and then we can take a look at the third row. You have 2 seats here, all your same materials, a speaker, some storage and USB ports, and then just climbing in a little bit, this is a pretty good sized back seat. Pressing that button again, we can close it and get these headrests up. So sitting back here, honestly, it's a pretty good place. You have good legroom. Of course, you can sprawl out a little bit if you have the captain's chairs, but even without them, your knees fit nicely, plenty of headroom. Honestly, can't complain. Once again, nice size seating, and you can easily recline these even more if needed. One of my favorite things about it for sure is just how comfortable and nice this is to drive. Now the price tag is a lot. I mean, you're talking out the door with taxes, dealer fees, things like that. This is $80,000 out the door all day long. That's a lot of money, especially when a Mercedes GLS, BMW X7, I mean, you're in that category. More on the basic side from those brands, not the crazy top of the line ones, but still, you're able to get a nice Mercedes or Beamer for this money. And if you're buying a car that's 80 grand, you're not settling, so you better be demanding a very nice car to be in. I will say you do get all of that. The only drawbacks I would say is I wish they kind of added more of the seat material to the dash, to the top of the doors. That extra bit of premium feeling I think would go a long way. Other than that, this is a cool place to be. So many options, so many features that you don't even get on some of the luxury brands are really cool. Obviously the turn signal cameras, things like that. This is nice. And being electric, I think electric kind of goes well with luxury vehicles, especially if it's not like a performance luxury vehicle. But the quietness, the comfort, the smooth acceleration, we're just in the normal mode right now. I mean, this is so quiet. You don't hear anything, you don't feel any road bumps. The suspension is amazing in this. I compared this to the Hyundai Santa Fe, which is kind of its gas version. This suspension absorbs everything. This is a really, really nice car to ride in. It drives so smooth. We go into sport mode, you know, there's quicker throttle response. It's not crazy fast. However, for being 6,000 pounds, it moves very well. This will get up to speed, no issue. It's no slouch for sure. It is a cool family SUV. If we'll tone it back down just into eco or normal mode, it's relaxing. You know, you have the massage seat buttons, they pop up. You have a few different ways you can do it. Of course, all the features and everything like that for heated and ventilated seating. Visibility is really good. Huge windshield, great mirrors. Of course, I love the camera. Over your right and left shoulder, visibility is really good too. And one of my favorite things with Hyundais and Kias is their cruise control and lane keeping is one of the best out there. When you're on cruise control, it works so well to just drive this car and literally let it be an autonomous car. So it should be able to pick up the lanes on this road once I get back into the center. But it is a really good place to be. And I don't know, it's got the luxury aspect to it for the money, which you're spending a lot of money. You're not settling buying an $80,000 vehicle. You have a lot of options. So you better be getting something really nice. And this feels like a pretty cool car to be in. It's comfortable, it's roomy. I can get the seat in a pretty good place. You're not able to mess with the leg rest while driving, but that is cool just to give yourself a little bit more support on those long road trips, obviously until you run out of charge and need to charge it again. But, you know, this is a pretty good family SUV for driving around town, things like that. Obviously, electric cars in general, long distance, aren't really too practical. But for the family, you know, picking up the kids from school, just going day-to-day stuff like that with the family, this definitely is a pretty good around town electric family car. So it's cool. Most of the materials you touch are also really nice. The seating material, the steering wheel, it's all synthetic leather. However, it feels really high-end, and if you told me this was genuine leather, I probably would believe you. It looks nice, it feels nice, it's cool. It's a really cool option. And this is top of the line. These start closer to the $50,000 mark, so you don't have to go this crazy, but it's nice what you get. Overall though, the drive, if you're looking for this as the drive, it's comfortable, it's smooth, it's super roomy in here. All the seats are great. Like, there's no bad seat in this car. And for a 3-row SUV, that's big, because a lot of them, the 3rd row is horrible. This is good. And you got so many luxuries with the ventilated 2nd row, the sunshades, the panel roof. Really, really, Kia is stepping it up, and this does feel like a luxurious 3-row electric car. So it's justifying the majority of the price tag. I just wish there was one little extra bit to make you go with the Kia brand versus having a Mercedes or BMW logo, because I think at this price point, the buyer, they might just want that little extra luxury that maybe Kia doesn't quite know about yet, just because they're not really a luxury brand. So I think they're really close. This is pretty cool though. If you are looking for a 3-row electric, this is kind of the only option, and there's a good spectrum to where one would probably fit your budget.